Welcome to my channel. We're going to talk about health and wellness, depression, and what we can do to alleviate a lot of these negative feelings and these negative experiences that come from depression. We'll be discussing things about just health and wellness as a whole, and I'm open to all things that are in relationship to living a fuller life. I'm very happy to talk about ways that we can start to open ourselves up to vitality, to a feeling of being energized, to a feeling of health and well-being. It's what we are here to do. We are here to have a life experience, and preferably our life experience will be a positive one, or one that makes us feel like we are living a life worth living, right?
What was your question, Jocelyn?
If you could say anything to somebody who's going through depression or feeling alone, what would you let them know?
If I can say one thing to someone with depression, what would I let them know? I would say, number one, depression might be whooping your ass, but the fact that you're watching this right now means that you're ready to equip yourself to whoop depression's ass. Excuse my language, I'll say that cleaner. The fact that you're watching this right now means depression is beating you, and you're being defeated by it. However, the fact that you're watching this is saying you're ready to equip yourself with the tools to be the victor, to beat it. You can beat depression. Many people have. I have. If I can do it, come on now. You can.
As long as you're topsoil, you got a chance. You can be who you want. You can make a difference. In a world that's lost, it could be what you have to offer that's missing. Gifts and talent are blessings given by God, so don't hold on to them. Express them. God, please keep me in a positive mood, a healthy state of mind. I just want to feel this contentment for the rest of my life. No more pain and sorrow. No more feeling hollow. No more chasing after what's not for my highest good and what don't follow. Never mind about tomorrow. I'm living for today. Never mind what others think or got to say. This is my life, and I choose to live it this way. No regrets at all, knowing I did it my way. Here's Jolene, y'all. Peace and love.
We are are crumbling together. Oh, we are stones in a river, and we are crumbling together. Oh, we are stones in a river, and we are crumbling together. Oh, we are stones in a river, and we are crumbling together. Oh, we are stones in a
So, if you could describe depression in one word, what word would you choose?
Withdrawal.
And why do you choose that word?
Because I feel a lot of us that have gone through depression and go through depression feel so worthless about ourselves that we withdraw because we're tired of trying. We're tired of seeking that different result when you've tried so many things and you feel like there's nothing else. You just withdraw. And a lot of people give up that way. And I've lost too many friends to depression, to not try and understand what it is and try and help myself too.
Thank you.
Sing along. Sing along.
This channel, often we will be speaking on depression, and we will be speaking on perspectives as to how to cope with depression and states of depression, how to cope with just all of the symptoms and ways that we can redirect ourselves and redirect our thought patterns. And there's many things that go into it, you know. So you might be working with a psychiatrist, you might be working with a psychologist, you might be working with certain group of friends, certain set of people who might be supporting you on this journey, or a certain set of people who are, whether they're virtual or whether they're people that are in your community, in your immediate surroundings. This is just a tool for you to utilize throughout that process. And that is very necessary, to have multiple outlets, multiple tools. Because when we think of depression, we start to realize how challenging it can be. The view is absolutely gorgeous out here. I am on a butte. It is a beautiful butte, and it's the middle of winter in Oregon, so it gets dark, you know, and it can become pretty depressing to always be in the gloomy darkness, unless you're into that kind of thing. I personally am somebody who absolutely loves gray clouds and rainy days. But I realized, yeah, the sun is so important to charge up our bodies. We are mostly just made of water and energy and light. So of course we need light to enter into our vessels, to enter into our being, so that we may be nourished. It is just as important as drinking water. It is just as important as eating nourishing food. All of these things are going to add on to your state of well-being. I spend a lot of time in nature, especially during these winter times. Find myself like in a higher elevation, because then the sun tends to poke through, and you can plan accordingly. You know, we got our iPhones, we know the weather for the most part. It's always changing, but you know, plan accordingly so that you may receive the light if you are not receiving it where you are. So, as well as sunlight, in order to bring these rays deeper into our bodies, into our cells, we have to utilize the breath. So, breathing in fully and breathing out fully, as to deepen this intake of nourishing light. You may also utilize movement in order to continue that depth. So we can utilize our hands and point them. We can close our hands, we can open them, and we can point them directly to the sunlight. And breathe in and out, so that the center of your palm is receiving that light. Now, if you also take your shoes off and you plant them deeply onto the earth, you will also create a connection between the soles of your feet and your palms and your entire body while you receive this light. So that is also another trick for you to receive this sunlight that will definitely assist you in alleviating some of your symptoms of depression and all of that stress and that tension, because we have a lot of tension building up in our bodies if we are just so confined to one space. We are also very energetic in nature. By nature, we are just energy, and we take up space. So we got to take up the space that was given to us. Our breath is our life force. Our breath is food. It is energy, and we are made of energy, and we are made of light. We are made of minerals. We are made of water. So naturally, if we are enclosed in a tight space, if we are constantly indoors, if we are constantly away from the life-giving nourishment of the sun, of course we're naturally going to experience a lower vibration or a state of depression. But what if you don't have access, or what if you feel as though you don't have access to higher states of elevation or sunlight or transportation? That is a huge one. Being able to have transportation in order to get into spaces where you are able to receive this light. And I totally understand that. And that is a very big challenge for us in society today. But I feel like in order for us to truly come out of that, we have to make time. And so no matter what, we have to find a way to receive these elements. So another way that you can receive light is to meditate. You can utilize visualization in order to receive light. You can utilize actual lights, right? Like certain lights that you can purchase that might feed you energy, just like how you would have a plant light, and that plant light is feeding the plant what it needs in order to grow. We can also receive that kind of light. And so there's many, many things that we can do in order to truly receive what we are needing in times where it seems as though we don't have access to these things. Maybe we can commune with friends. We can open ourselves to other people who might be able to give us transportation. Maybe we can set aside one day out of the week to make sure that we are getting out into nature, where we are able to feel the expansiveness, the spaciousness around us, right? We are in space. Our planet is in space. And when we are out in the forest, when we are out in nature, we can see how spacious everything is. And everything is just a reflection of what's within us. We can trust the natural. Everything that is natural is inherently within us. And it makes us feel good. So perhaps you might be somebody who has lost touch with the natural world, and that's understandable. I haven't made a video in a while, and I have been very inspired, and I have been building myself up to a space of making another video. I realized multiple times throughout this experience that it is so important to be inspired, to take inspired action, and to realize that forcing yourself to do something can actually slow down your progress. Forcing yourself or feeling like you are not doing enough, which is a natural feeling that comes through, but that feeling can be hindering your expression, your creative expression, or your discipline, whatever it is that you enjoy doing with your times. When we're experiencing depression, I feel like we get ourselves into this loop where we feel very unaccomplished, we feel like we're not doing enough, and I feel like the longer that loop goes on, we get into a space of just not even caring anymore. The heart will always speak louder than the mind. Sometimes it gets to a point where we close our hearts and it becomes encased in darkness, and can be very challenging to open your heart once again. A great way to enter this space is to speak on how important it is to move when you're inspired, instead of forcing yourself to create something or to do something when you're not necessarily feeling so good, or when you're not necessarily receiving the inspiration that is absolutely necessary for you to make something that makes you feel vibrant, that makes you feel accomplished, that makes you feel joyful. We have to ask ourselves, why are we doing these things? Why are we speaking the way that we are? Why are we acting the way that we are? Why are we having these thoughts? Is it motivated by your joy? Is it motivated by your well-being? Or is it motivated by what you might think someone else is perceiving of you? I feel extremely blessed to be able to come to you in this way from a place of inspiration instead of force.
Tag whatever we felt like doing, anywhere we were, and whatever. That's the way it works. That's how it is. So without any further ado, I want to introduce the supremely talented Yvonne.
We are human on a journey through the darkness of the night. We are bound for other places, crossing to the other side. Love will be there to meet me. Love will reach hands in mine. I will no more be a stranger when I reach the other side. I spit words like venom. They think they're under attack, 'cause I hold my head high when I talk my smack. See, I know how to act and I know how to breathe. Don't leave me alone. It's not a crime to be who I am. Being indefinitely who you've met is just a version of me. You see, I desire to make you aware. 'Cause if you're consciously making a choice, then you're responsible for the conclusion. Let go of the illusion. Choose more. You don't like to hear the truth? Hey, there's the door. There's a specific atmosphere here I will create. One, I talk to you straight. Two, don't dictate. Allow yourself to feel. I'll keep it real. No judgment. Breathe. It's okay. You can take your time. I tell myself these things. You should tell yourself too. I wrote a plan. I made some choices. When's the last time you've made a